In northern Sweden, nature alone governs the rhythm of life. It slows you down in profound ways you have no control over.
It feels like November.
And it creates space for deep healing and relaxing when it's the right time for it. These past few weeks were truly Vårvinter, spring-winter, a season in between, not yet spring, but also not winter anymore. Grab yourself your favorite cup of tea and come with me to the probably last chapter of this winter in the north of Sweden, exploring my garden, being visited by my deer, and enjoying the simple life north.
Wow, it's so nice.
Before we get into the vlog, I want to take a moment to thank you all for your insane support after I posted my last vlog. Your kind words and comments and messages and your financial support mean the world to me, and I am eternally grateful to all of you. More about that at the end of the vlog. So now, let's enjoy. March ended with a new beginning. A dear friend of mine got married and my husband and I were invited to their special day. It was beautiful to see my friends so happy, so in love, and so ready to start this new chapter. This was also the first time for me being in a Swedish church and witnessing a Swedish ceremony. They organized a very small, intimate wedding in the countryside, and it fitted perfectly to their humbleness and kindness. It was a truly beautiful day. A few days after, I visited our Husky family up in the mountains for the first time since quite a while. They had a guest and ran one of the last few tours for this season, and I swear there's nothing more grounding and relaxing than working and being with dogs, especially in nature. Katarina and I took the oldies for a walk and just sat by the lake, which was still frozen at that time. It is so beautifully recharging to be with someone you can do these kinds of things with. Just sitting and being, and that is perfectly enough in this moment. Gardening season is finally starting, and the first thing that we are going to do is to cut down the bushes at the entrance of our property, because they are not bushes anymore, they are growing into trees. And we got a really nice tip from our very kind neighbor who suggested to us to cut them down basically to the ground so they can grow into bushes again. And yeah, that's what we are going to start with this gardening season, and I'm so happy this is finally starting. Let's go! As a new fresh house owner, and now finally also owning some property and garden, from which we know no one took proper care of in the past decade, I wanted to do it right. I was waiting for spring to finally arrive so we can start taking care of our beautiful property the way it deserves, giving all the plants a fresh cut, air to breathe, space to be.
I'm around her, I feel safe. There's a magic river flowing in her gaze. She gives me real love all the time. She gives me real love, it's all that matters now. She gives me real love.
But let's do something else first before we continue with the satisfying work and time lapses. So I will give you now what I will call a pre-property tour. Because we haven't cleaned up anything yet, really. We started with the bushes in the front, but otherwise the property is still exactly as we bought it last year. And I will show you now what it looks like at the moment, so maybe then we have a nice comparison with how it looks in the summer, because we are just getting started with cleaning up and sorting everything out. So let's have a look around. Hey, Freda. So basically our biggest project is, of course, to lift the house. That is one thing that we have to do, but otherwise the cleanup of all of this up here, and also the other side of the property where there are many small trees growing. And you know that I love trees and that I love forest, but I don't want a massive forest growing around my house. I would like to use the property, and also we have a lot of blueberries and lingonberries growing here. And yeah, so basically for, I guess, 5 to 6 years or longer, no one really took care of the property, of the plants, of the trees that started growing here. And we want to take care of that now and clean that up and give all the plants the space they need to grow, because I just don't want an overgrown place. And we have a lot of that here as well. Here, these are all like young trees that have started growing, and we want to take care of all of that properly. And we want to take care of our forest, because there is a lot of like wood trash laying there. There are also plants growing that really don't belong there, where we guess someone cleaned up their garden and just threw their garden trash into the forest. And then stuff started growing there that is not natural in a Swedish forest. So yeah, everywhere around here is laying around cut downs and dead trees belong into a forest. We have some dead trees here, and we will leave them here because they are part of a healthy organism in a healthy forest. But all this cut down stuff that is here, I don't know, I will show it in the video, you will see it, all that cut down small stuff that is laying around here really just doesn't do any good. Am I pissing you off? Are you annoyed by me? What are you telling me? She's following me and screaming at me. Am I too close? I can go again. No, it's two. Oh, it's two and they are arguing. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love my birds. And of course we want to build a lot of bird houses and hang them in our forest and on our trees, like wherever we have space and where we can. And I want to build bird feeders that are like standing and not connected to trees, but really like solely standing and stuff like that. And one of you in the comments suggested to build a squirrel feeder as well, especially for squirrels, so the birds don't have access to it. I love that idea. We will do that. And yeah, so a lot of projects. And now Frida is barking. Ay, ay, ay. The upper part of the property really is the worst, with all stuff like this, like really, I don't even know how to describe it. Really garbage, of which I really don't know what it is and why it is here. And so much small trees and like fallen wood and all of that, like, yeah. There is something on the ground too. It's just a lot. But we will take care of it, and we are just starting, and I just really want to take care of the overgrown problem before all of that starts growing too much. So yeah, I found something here that is something useful. Look at this. Nice. Found something useful. Oh my god, but it will be so much fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I am not complaining. I'm looking forward to having moments like this where I find these things. But it will just take a lot of time, and that's fine. We knew it when we bought it, and you will never get a house in Sweden for 18,000 euros or 200,000 krona, what we paid. That is completely amazing and perfect and doesn't need repairing or cleanup or renovation. You won't get that. You will always, if you buy a cheap house in Sweden, you always will have to do some cleanup and some renovation, and that's totally fine for me. So I will continue my journey.
I had it all figured out, knew which road I would go down, thought I could do it all on my own. Then you came around. When fate has its way and things fall into place, all the plans you made don't make sense anymore. Honey,
So what I'm trying to do here with this aggressive cutting back of these rose bushes is that they grow back smaller and that they grow more like bushes. Just the same way like the front bushes that we did cut down very aggressively now, because I hope I can film it in more detail, but if I look into these bushes, they have these super long strains and then the fruits on top, and therefore just not so many fruits, and they have to bring so much effort to bring all the water and all the nutrients to the top where the fruits and where the roses are. So what I hope what happens is when I cut them down very aggressively is that they come back as really small bushes. I won't do that with every bush. I will keep the ones in the back and here on the side, but I wanted to try it with this one because it has also the least light, and we'll see. I really, with my whole heart, hope I didn't kill it. That was not my intention. I don't know what else to do, because if I just cut off the tops, I think I will definitely kill it. And if I just cut down the strains like in the middle, it doesn't seem to make sense to me. So I cut it down to the ground and hope it will recover. That's why I do it in the spring. So now when the roots start to soak all the nutritions and the water, that they start growing new little plants. And then we hope that it won't be so overgrown in the summer anymore, but rather really a healthy little bush that can bring out nice roses and fruits. That is what I'm trying to do here.
When they tell you get your head down, I will tell you keep your head up, and I will hold you closer.
The beauty of working on your own land with your own hands is that it feels so deeply rewarding, like nothing else. You can see the change. You feel the change, and you know this is for you and your own land. That first warm day when we started cleaning up and cutting down, I worked a total of 7 hours straight in my garden. I just couldn't stop, because wherever you look, there's something else you quickly add to your to-do list. I just found these scissors. They look like they are as old as our house. They were laying here on the ground. That is insane. Look at this. But it also is the case with this property that there is an extraordinary amount of work in this first spring, because no one did the work for years. So next year it will already look so different.
In your best moments or worst of days, I will remain like the morning. Roll your fists up. Let your words cut and defenses, throwing each punch. And I will hold you closer. I will hold you close. If your head should lie, or you need a guide, I will reply like the morning when confetti rains or your heart breaks, I will stay like the morning. I will hold you closer. I will hold you close.
It was a total of 2 days, just cutting trees and bushes down, and I enjoyed both of them so deeply. I listened to some of my favorite podcasts, was out in nature, saying sorry to every little tree I cut down, and slowly but surely seeing this overgrown mess becoming a used and lived-in property again.
In this day, another grace, you know. All the pieces are in place, tied in strings of happiness. Look, the seasons have turned grey. They take you far away. All the world filled with modern grace. Say you see the writing on the wall, we know. Inhibitions start to fall, turning dust and grain to gold. Suddenly you feel the weight dissolving inside.
I really thought we wouldn't have these things. I really thought we don't own such tools. And now I found them, and I remembered we bought them in fall last year, and I totally forgot about it, and I was pondering the whole time, where can I get a rake from to rake all the leaves and all the dead branches and stuff, and now I found it and I'm so happy. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe. Let's continue the work now with more happiness and tidier. Oh, that's so good.
Modern grace, you take me on and on and on. I don't wanna be away from you. Modern grace, you take me on and on and on. I wanna be away with
I show you now how nature will survive. Here you can perfectly see nature being an absolute survival master. A tree was cut down, and this tree is nourishing new trees. And this is just how nature survives over and over again. So even if I cut down all those small trees, I know for sure that after me, long time after me, everything here will be a forest again. If someone is choosing not to stay here, if someone is choosing to tear the house down in 150 years, nature will be fine. It will be fine. Oh, I love that so much. I love nature so much. Thank you. You're doing a great job, really. I will leave you standing here with your grandma.
And something that happened that same night felt like a reward for the hard work. I am out right now photographing the last northern lights of the season, probably. Today they arrived so early that it still was light outside, and they already came, and now some are still there, some are still visible, and I'm so happy because it rarely happens. They are above our house. That is really rare. So, oh, I'm really happy I got to see some tonight. That is such a surprise. Oh, it makes me so happy. They're so beautiful. Oh my god, I love that so much. Wow. It's so nice. And between all the work and doing my taxes,
And I did my tax declaration today all by myself in Swedish. So I'm so proud I did it. I'm so proud.
I allowed myself a massive dosage of whimsical escapism into my very own magical world just beside my home.
and why I am having my hair on today is because I am practicing my free will. I am practicing my brain, I am teaching my brain to learn that on our property, on my Sunday, during my free time, I can do whatever the hell I want. Always, as long as I don't hurt anyone, and I don't think I hurt anyone by running around like this in my own forest, wearing my own wigs, putting on my own clothes, and just being in love with nature. And I dare you, dear subscriber community, dear viewer, to do something that practices your own free will today or tomorrow or at some point in the close future, because we all tend to forget that we have that. I dare you to practice your free will. Get all dressed up so that you feel super comfortable and do whatever the hell you want to do, because you can. I bet you are grown up, and even if you are a kid, who would stop you? Why not wear that dress today? Why not wear that suit today? I swear to all the gods, I feel so connected. I feel beautiful. I feel at home. I am truly happy right now with all my heart. And that is why anyone who thinks of me in this moment, wow, she's crazy, wow, why does she have to have wigs? Everyone who is judging me, everyone who thinks of me right now that I am a crazy person, you do you. I am really happy right now. And if that being me, that what I'm doing right now pisses people off, I'm absolutely fine with that. And you should be too, because we only have this one life. I could die next year. I could die tomorrow, in fact. And what a wasted day this would have been if I would have stayed inside just because I was afraid that someone could see me and maybe judge me. Instead, I chose to make thousands of people see me and judge me by taking my camera with me. So who the fuck cares? Just live your life and be happy. I think that is my main message of this video today. I will cuddle some more trees now and enjoy the sun and the moss a little more. And you do whatever makes you happy, my dear.
And then it happened. Just as we all were about to enjoy the warm sun, gardening, being outside all day and preparing for summer, winter celebrated its comeback. Big time.
The only issue I have is I don't know how to tell Frida. She's going to have a mental breakdown when she sees that this white stuff is back. She was so happy with the sun and the grass and... Oh, who's going to tell Frida about this? Ooh.
And just when I thought it won't be too bad, Easter came. But jokes and drama aside now, we had a wonderful Easter celebration with our Husky family. Who, if not them, can make the best out of a weirdly white Easter? To be honest, this was the first time in at least 20 years I tried to build a snowman, or a snow woman in that case. I had so much fun with that, and suddenly the snow didn't feel so bad anymore after all. even though I am pretty sure Frida didn't enjoy this mess as much as Sisu did. Living in the north, this is something we simply have to deal with. Just like taking care of firewood for next winter before last winter is even over.
This is what we've got in 2 days of snow. "17.
But before the firewood would arrive at its new place and before the snow would melt completely, I set my mind on building a real snowman, like a big one. And in retrospect, I am so happy I did that. No music, no podcast, just me and semi-frozen water and a plan in my head. My goodness, my head has never been this silent these past few weeks. Building a snowman to me is the perfect metaphor for life itself. The snowman will eventually melt and be gone. We all know that. It's not made to stay. But the process of creating it, of making a unique figure just for the sake of doing it, that is what we humans tend to forget to do sometimes. I have a really hard time playing anything. Playing is not productive and therefore not worth being set as an activity. Whatever went wrong in my childhood, it makes it hard for me to relax and let go. But building something pointless, let's say a snowman, is the closest thing to playing and letting go that I can achieve. So, Mr. Stylish Snowman, I thank you for your service to give my mind 2 hours of peace. I just finished my snowman, building my snowman. He stands now outside of our house, waving to people who pass by. And I just got the call from the guy who will deliver us wood for next winter. We already ordered wood, this time long ved. So wood we have to cut ourselves, but it's also like half the price what we bought last year. And he will be here in about 20 minutes, and I'm always anxious and a little bit nervous with wood deliveries because you never know how they can, move around the property. Can he put the wood where we want it to be, or and now with the snow it will be fine. I hope it will be fine. Everything worked out fine and I'm really happy. It was so much faster and so much easier than I expected. As always with the Swedes, I am always in that German mindset of, oh my god, everything is gonna go wrong and they'd be so mad at me that the snow is not gone or something. But no, they just come and be like, yeah, you want it here? Like, yeah, would be nice. Okay, I put it there. Oh, nice. and 5 minutes later it's done. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, I'm so happy. Next winter, being warm and next winter is secured. When the ground was suddenly covered by snow again, I went out and fed my animals one more time for this season. I did not really expect them to return, as I had stopped feeding them when the snow was gone. But they returned, and it made me smile so much. Waking up in the morning and seeing the deer relaxing peacefully in my forest is still the biggest gift for me. Having animals around who feel safe here gives this whole place a different energy. I am so grateful for this being a part of my life.
I keep hitting snooze just to stay next to you, over and over and over again, over and over again. Grocery aisle hand in hand, little world but so grand, picking up the bread and wine like we've done a million times before. And I never get tired, 'cause you're my piece of heaven on earth. Oh, you make it all worth it. You're the reason I keep hitting snooze just to stay next to you, over and over and over again. I can't wait to do this with you, over and over and over again, over and over again. And bacon and coffee.
So many of you already know from the last vlog or the one before, I'm not sure, that I am working on opening some sort of web shop at the moment where I can sell my pictures from the photography that I do, like this one. And I ordered this without a frame because it was not possible in Sweden to order it with a frame, and I definitely do not have the money to order a frame for that. It's 75 per 100 centimeters. It's way too big. And I was thinking about how could I put it on the wall anyways without damaging it, because of course I cannot put just like glue or like sticky stripes on it because it's paper and it would just rip it apart the moment I take it off. So now I had the idea that I could here on the back side I could put see-through glue stripes and then use the double-sided wallpaper, put it on walls, sticky things, sorry for my language, to put it on the wall. Then it doesn't have the proper protection from glass or anything, but at least it is not rolled up at the side of my living room anymore, but it's really hanging. So let's try that. Putting my art for physical sale online is a dream I actually never dared to dream. But throughout the past 2 years I received so many requests from friends and family to shop calendars or posters from my photography that now I thought would be a good time to start. As soon as I have news for you about this topic, you will know. Oh my god, my loves, that was a long one. I didn't expect this vlog to be so long.
Just realized in the edit it got longer and longer and longer. So to everyone who is still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please let me know in the comments which part you enjoyed most, because then I know what to focus on filming for the upcoming vlogs, because this was just a lot. I would like to use this outro to share something very important for you that I learned after my last vlog, where many of you, thank you so much, decided to support me financially. So what I didn't know is that the YouTube Super Thanks function is not a direct payment to me. And some may think, yeah, it would be pretty naive to think that. And I know that from Patreon. Patreon, for example, keeps 5% to itself, which makes sense because someone has to have this page running. So that's totally fine. But what I didn't know until my last video, where many of you chose to give me a super thanks, which I'm super grateful for, don't get me wrong, but I just learned through that YouTube keeps in 30% of that super thanks. And I honestly didn't know that. And I think 30% is quite a lot for YouTube being such a huge company. I hope I don't appear greedy right now. The reason I am sharing this with you is because I think if you decide to give someone money to support their art and their work, you are absolutely entitled to know what happens with that money, especially if such a big chunk is not even going to the artist. So don't get me wrong, I'm grateful this platform YouTube exists. I'm grateful this super thanks option exists, because I know that not everyone wants to have a Patreon account or something. I get that. I just want you to be aware of that. And the cherry on top, just something I have to share too, is that if you're an Apple device user and you use an Apple payment function for the YouTube Super Thanks, Apple keeps another 30% for themselves of the chunk. So if you pay via an Apple device, only 40% of that amount arrive actually on my account. And to be honest, that is kind of rude. So yeah, I just thought it would be fair to share that with you. So after learning that, I wanted to figure out a solution where you 100% know where your money is going to if you want to support me and my art financially. So now, for the first time since I ever did YouTube, I will put a PayPal link into the video description, where you can be sure that 100% of what you want to give me via PayPal will actually come to me and not go through 1,000 other companies. Otherwise, Patreon is my favorite way how you can support me, because this way I can give something back to you. You get additional content. It doesn't matter which tier you choose, the content you get on top is always the same. So that is a great option. And otherwise, just watching my videos, just commenting, liking is a huge support. Especially reading your comments and messages just melts my heart every single time, especially after the HSP video I posted 2 weeks ago, and also the vlog before. Like, all your kind words and your loving messages and your support, and how much we are seeing each other, kind of. It is just beautiful, and I appreciate that so much. This is why I am doing this, not to become rich. I am doing this because I just love to see how a community is building of people seeing each other and understanding each other and having the same mindset about nature, about art, about creating a meaningful life. This is just it's just beautiful. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And now to what's coming next. We got a wood delivery, so we are now working our way through that huge pile of wood. We absolutely don't have the money to invest into a splitter. like to, you know, a machine to split the wood. So we are doing it manually at the moment. And we can get a machine like this from friends of ours, but of course not all the time because they need it too. So I'm having a really nice workout now every other day, and we are working on getting the garden beautiful. We have never seen this property in summer, so I'm very, very curious how it will look in summer here. I have no idea. We only saw it in September. So this will be something to find out. And of course, I am continuing working on some sort of web shop, and I will let you know as soon as I'm a little bit further with that. I ordered some more samples because I have to check the quality, and that feels really amazing to kind of hold your own photography, your own art in your hands. That is another level of like making that dream come true of living from my art. It is very special, very, very special. So yeah, now I'd say I've kept you around here long enough, and I thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for watching. If you want to know how this journey will continue, then please hit subscribe and please come back. Otherwise, I love to read your comments. I would love to hear your opinion about what you love most about this vlog. And that is that. That's all I got to say. I wish you a lovely weekend. I wish you a wonderful springtime. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and take really, really good care of yourself, my loves. I see you next week on a big house tour, and then we will see where we go from there. See you soon. Bye.